All right, guys. So we're back here one more time here with the final page here. Countdown to Star, series 6, page 6, number 4. It's the feedback video with Coach Ward. So it's the last one. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with this whale here. So number 4, a whale descends below the surface of the ocean in search for food. A researcher recorded the whale's depth as a function of time and represented it on the graph below. Which statement best describes the situation? So just like I tell you guys earlier in my previous videos, if it gives you something to look at, start looking at it. Okay, if it gives you something to look at, start peeping the scene here. All right. So because I'm looking at this graph here, it says I'm trying to find something that best describes this statement. So if I'm looking at my answer choices, it looks like that I'm doing something feet per minute, feet per minute, feet per minute, feet per minute. So it looks like that I have some type of rate of change, something moving feet per minute, so many feet in a minute. Okay. So many feet in 1 minute. So in 1 minute, how much is this going? Now, here's the problem. If you look here, we're not counting by ones, we're counting by fours. So that means that every 4 minutes, what's going on here? So what we need to make sure we do is we want to find a rate of change, or we want to find a slope here. So in order to find a slope, I need to pick 2 points from this graph and 2 points from this graph only. Good news for us is 0, 0 is always a good point to start with, because remember, if the whale don't dive below the surface, he's not diving down by any stretch of the imagination. So he's just chilling. So if he's not doing anything, then we're going to hang out at 0. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to find an additional point that perfectly intersects the line. So it's going to be that point right there. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do now that we have both points is we're going to do something called rise over run. Well, in this instance, we're reading from left to right. We can't rise up from this point over here that's on 0. So we're going to have to drop. So how far are we going to drop? We're going to go from here to there. So from here to here. So let's count how many days. So that's -1, -2, -3. So it looks like we moved down about 3.5. So if I did my rise over run, my rise is -3.5. Make sure I indicate my decimal over. Now I'm going to see how far is this going over here. Now, according to what the lines say, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you look at your scale, our scale is at 20. So I didn't move 5 minutes. I moved 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put 20 right there. Now what I'm going to do is literally, I'm just going to see how far they change. And remember, this has thousands of feet. So I'm literally going to take 3.5, and I'm glad that I read that measure. So I'm going to take 3.5 and multiply that times 1,000. So now 3.5 times 1,000, that's going to get you -3,500. So now all I'm going to do is take those two things and I'm going to straight up divide them. So here's my calculator. So I've got, and I can just put my fraction in. So alpha x, -3,500 over 20. It's going to give me -175. There's only one of them that has one -175, and that is letter G. And that's how we want to complete that problem. So again, as long as you understand to pick your 2 points, rise over run, and then you want to make sure you simplify your ratio, or you just divide them and see, don't you get that whole number? That'll give you your rate of change. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure you make your corrections and you submit it. Thank you guys once again. We'll tune in with you later.